Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome back to our channel, Balaji English Language Learners. Today's topic is verbs. We are having, as you already know, we are going on with the sessions like Learn Complete English Grammar in just 40 days. Yes. And I am also very much eager to tell you that if at all you're going to learn all these concepts or have a grasp of these grammar points, you will be very much successful in your life. All the best for your future. If you are watching the video for the first time, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe the channel for the. And also don't forget to press the bell icon. And today's topic is nothing but verbs. So what are verbs? Tell me, do you have any idea about verbs? Yes. Verbs are, instead of somebody asks you what is a verb, so from the day when you get up till you sleep, the things which you do, the work which you do, the action which you do are nothing but the verbs. For suppose I get up early in the morning, getting up, waking up, brushing my teeth, taking a bath, combing my hair, yes, washing my face, washing utensils, cleaning home, cleaning, all the works, doing homework, listening, writing, watching, yes, speaking, talking, sleeping, eating, running, jumping, jogging, all these are verbs. So how do we define verb? So a verb is a word used to express an action, either an action, a condition, or a state of being. How it is defined in a single point, let us see. Suppose if I say there are main types of verbs. One is action verbs, another one is linking verbs. What are action verbs? The action which you do right from the morning till you sleep are the action verbs. So both kinds can be accompanied by helping verbs. So what are helping verbs? In a sentence, we use sometimes help of is, was, are, am. These are all verbs which are used as a helping verbs. Okay. Now let us see about the action verbs. So what is an action verb? An action verb tells what its subject does. Whatever the subject is doing, that it will tell, it will show, it will focus, or it will portray. అది చూపిస్తుంది అన్నమాట. సబ్జెక్ట్ అనేది ఏం చేస్తుంది అనేది చూపిస్తుంది. The action it expresses may be either physical action or mental action. Thinking is also an action. I am having a thinking process here. Yes. So I am thinking. That thinking is a mental process. I am writing. That's a physical process. Is it clear? Then for example, if I say the roller coaster climbs up a hill, the coaster plunks straight down. Some people hate amusement parks. I am running on the floor. I am running on the ground. I am, not only I am, you can use is, you, he, she. Yes, of course, you can use any subject. Because I am talking to you, I am using extra things like I am. If suppose I say I am looking the way, or I am writing, I am reading, I am some action which I am doing, that is the subject, what the subject is doing, that is an action verb. For suppose if I say what are linking verbs? Linking verb is nothing but it links its subject to a word in the predicate. For example, the most common linking verbs are be forms. What are be forms now? The be forms are nothing but that expresses the condition like is, am, are, was, were, been, being, or if I say appear, become, feel, grow, look, remain, smell, sound, taste. These are all linking words. That means that should be added to a predicate, then only it will have some meaning. If you say he goes, it's a complete meaning. Subject, he goes. The same way if I say appear, what it is appearing, there should be some predicate or an object to say. If it is a smell, who smell? Flower smell, or a scent smell, or shampoo smell, or a soap smell. What smell? Or a sanitizer smell. What it is? That comes under be forms. Okay, those are linking verbs. Remember, linking verbs are nothing but forms of be. Next, when we come to the linking verbs continuation, you can use the cyclone is a roller coaster. Is, I am linking a word is there. What it is, again, it is conveying to a predicate called roller coaster. Its name sounds dangerous, right? Roller coaster. It's very dangerous, we feel sometimes. But some verbs can either serve as an action or a linking verbs. Sometimes the same verb can be used as action verb as well as sometimes as a linking verb. Clear? Then the passenger, a passenger looks at the roller coaster. Roller coaster. It looks. That is an action. Looking is an action. If I say the cyclone is a roller coaster, for the same predicate, what am I doing here? I am just adding here is. I am just adding here looks. This is, what is this? This looks is an action verb and is an linking verb. Clear? Any doubts still here? Yes? No. Next, when we move on, yes, when we move on, it is like she looks eager. She looks eager. That is also some action. She feels ready. That is also some action. Yes? She feels the steel bar across her head or lap. These are also action verbs. Now, helping verbs and verb phrases. What are helping verbs? What are verb phrases? Helping verbs help the main form of verb to express the shades of meaning. If suppose I say, he is running. Is the helping verb, whereas running is the main form of verb. He running. There is no connection. Like if you are not having any connection, we have to use some helping verb there to make it a perfect sentence. Yes, you have to have for every sentence a perfect sense. For that we are using is. When you are using is, that is an helping verb. Clear? Again, the combination of one or more helping verbs with a main verb is called a verb phrase. If you are having more than one or more than one helping verbs together along with the main form of verb, then that is called as a verb phrase. For example, many people will ride the cyclone this weekend. Many people. So you can see here, many people will ride. One, and you are adding for that helping. This is helping verb and this is the main form of verb. What is main form of verb here? Ride is the main form. And what is helping verb? Helping verb is nothing but will. Clear? Any doubts still here? Right. When we move on, they must want some thrills in their lives. Must want thrills. More than one. So it's a verb phrase. It's a verb phrase. Next, some verbs can serve both as a main form of verb as well as the helping verbs. For example, if I say, he stands or has stands alone in the first sentence below, but is a helping verb in the second sentence. How? See, Rich Rosiger, it's a name of a person, has no fear of roller coaster. He's the only person where there is no fear in him. If at all I go to roller coaster also, I also get feared. Not completely, but at least till I go there, I get feared. Yes, I get something like, oh my God, something is going to happen. How it's possible? Yes, like that. So in the same way, if I say, this is a person who has no fear of the roller coaster. Here in the first sentence, has, what is has? It's alone, it's having, but helping verb is the second sentence. What is the second sentence now? He has set a world roller coaster record. Yes, here has and here has. There is a lot of difference in both. Just try to understand there. So common helping verbs are also again be forms. Be forms sometimes act as a helping verbs, and those helping verbs sometimes you also call as a linking verbs. Linking. It's a link. If you're having for a predicate or an object, if you're adding it. So, for example, the common verb forms are be forms like be, am, is, are, was, were, been, being. And if at all I jump to the forms of do, what are the three forms of do now? That's nothing but do, does, did. Yes, do, does, and did. These are the forms of verb. Next, forms of have. We have has, have, had. And how to use, when to use have, has, had. In our channel, we have one, I have done some 2 videos regarding have, has, had and do, does, did. Please do that. Do watch that video for your better understanding. Okay. Next, some other words also we'll be having for the helping, like nothing but can, could, shall, should, might, may, would, must, will. These are the common helping verbs. So action verbs and objects. How the action verbs are connected with objects. Let us see that. Action verbs are common, are oftenly accompanied by the words that complete their meaning. These complements are direct objects and indirect objects. You have both. One is direct object, another one is indirect object. So how the direct object is going to, let us see. A direct object is a noun or a pronoun that names the receiver of the verb's action. Whoever is receiving the verb's action, that is a direct object. And that object will be either noun or a pronoun only. And the direct object answers the question what or whom. Just do remember this one, direct object just answers the question what or whom. Next, for example, Evan Kennel gained much fame. What did he gain? Fame. It's again a name, fame. He performed dangerous stunts on a motorcycle. On what? Here, on what? Getting an answer right? Yes. Clear? Very good. So when we move on for the next part, action verbs and the direct objects again, it names for the, as I told you, for the, what is that? Yes, can you tell me? Receiver of a verb's action. So what is an indirect object now? Indirect object tells to what or whom or for what or for whom an action is being done. Just like active passive voice. Yes, we have discussed active passive voice also, that also you can have a glance. Yes, there what the receiver action is doing, and here what or whom is being done to the action. Clear? It's just in opposite way. So verbs that often take indirect objects that include bring, give, hand, lend, make, send, show, teach, tell, write. These are all indirect objects. Often we use as an indirect objects only. So, let's say Neville gave a thrill. Neville gave a thrill. So, gave thrill to whom? Yes, that subject. What is being done to the subject? What action is being done to the subject is indirect object. Clear? Then, what is the next one? Neville gave his fans a thrill. That what did he give? He gave his fans a thrill. Neville taught his sons more stunts. That is also indirect object. Okay. Then, so the action, verbs and the object, if the word to or for appears, whenever you see these two words, what are those two words? One is to, another one is for. If at all these two words appear in any sentence, the word that follows is not at all an indirect object. It is a direct object. Whenever you see the words like to or for in a sentence, that means there is no indirect object there. It's a direct one. Then that object will be either of a preposition. It will definitely be a preposition. Okay. Preposition. What is preposition? We'll do that also in one class. So that preposition is nothing but the object whenever you have to or for next to that. That shows stunt to us. Shows us the stunt. Shows us the stunt. It's a direct object. Clear? Any doubts till here? Yes. Okay. Next. What are transitive and intransitive verbs? A transitive verb that has a direct object is a transitive verb. That action verb which has a direct object, that is a transitive verb. An action verb that does not have a direct verb, does not have a direct object. That is an intransitive verb. Okay. If at all you have direct object, it is transitive. If at all you don't have any direct object, if it is indirect, that is intransitive. Indirect, intransitive. Do remember that. Okay. Suppose Neville cleared 19 cars in one stunt. His motorcycle sailed through the air. These are the examples. Some action words or sometimes an intransitive followed by a word that looks like a direct object. Sometimes we feel that that is a direct object, but that is not a direct object. That is actually an adverb. That is actually an adverb there. What is the work of an adverb? Adverbs gives you the answers for the question how, where, when, and how often. Okay. And also adverbs are those type of words where you are adding something to or modifying verbs or adjectives or another adverbs. Clear? And adverbs where, when, how, or to what extent about a DO. Answer the question about what or whom. Clear? Then when we come back again, sometimes what happens? Yes. Sometimes a word that is linking connects to the subject. That is subject complement. Whenever we are adding a word that gets linked or connected to the subject, that is the subject complement. We are adding something to the subject there, linking something to the subject there. Yes. The subject complement identifies or describes the subject. It either identifies or it will describe. Firstly, it will identify or else it will describe. Either of that thing will be happening there. If some common linking verbs are used like is, feel, seem, look. And if at all I say Paul Revere, mount was saddle horse. The mare seemed very fast. These are linking verbs and a predicate verbs. Clear? Then, 1 second. Yes. A predicate noun is a noun that follows a linking verb. That follows a linking verb and identifies or renames and defines the subject. Brown Beauty was a mare's name. What's the name? Brown Beauty. It's a name. It is also a noun there. It is identifying or it is renaming. What is that? It is defining the subject there. Mr. Larkin was the horse owner. That is also again the same thing. Clear? If suppose the predicate objective or the adjective is adjective that links a verb and modifies the subject. It is linking to the verb, but it modifies only the subject. Suppose I say saddle horses are powerful. Powerful is again an adjective. They look distinctive. They are not same. They are distinct. They are different. Clear? Every verb will have 4 basic forms in general. What are those? Present tense, present participle, past and past participle like V1, V2, V3 and V4. Yes. Let us see how are we going to use that 4. These principal parts are used to make all the forms of tenses. V1, V2, V3 like that. The principal parts, for example, if I say balloonists sail on the wind currents. So what is present there? If at all I want to tell you about present tense, they often are riding jet streams. They often are riding, going on, present participle. Both circled the earth in a balloon in 1999. Many balloonists have tried their feet. That is past. Tried, past V3. Yes. The 4 principle of verbs. What are you going to notice? See, regular and irregular verbs are 2 kinds there again. What is a regular verb? Regular verb is a verb that whose past and past participle will be formed by adding ed or d to the present form, V1. For example, if I give you a word, yes, if I give you a word called, I give you a word called, what can I give you? Yes, regular, irregular, right? I can give you a word called love. So V1. Okay. V1. How are you going to write V2, I say loved. I'm adding D. Again, V3 also will be loved. V4 will be loving. V5 will be loves. V1, V2, V3, V4 and V5. And it is not different actually. Same. Like V1 for the verb form 1, I am just adding D or ED. Then it became a regular verb. If you're not having that and if you're having something different, like if I say eat, eat became ate. That is completely different. I'm not writing eated, right? That became again irregular form of verb. Clear? Now I'll give you the example so you can easily understand the types. So irregular, which are not used by D or ED, we're not adding it any D or ED. Some common irregular verbs which we use in our day-to-day life. What are they? See, let us see. Burst, burst, have or has burst. Okay, either we say burst, first one present, past is also burst, have burst or has burst. Depending on the subject, we do write that. And the second one, the forms of the past and participles are same sometimes. Bring, brought, has brought, have brought. Past and past participle are same, brought, brought. Okay. Then if I say, sometimes we add N or EN also the past form, like bite, bit, bitten, bitten, bite, bit, has bitten or have bitten. Okay. So the fourth form, if at all I add N or EN for the present form. Next, what will happen? Say do, did, done. Do, did, done. Has done or have done. He has done. They have done. Depending on the subject, we are changing. You just watch the video of do, does, did. Then you get a very good, clear idea about it. Next, the group 5 is nothing but the last vowel changes to from I to I in the present tense. Like how it will be, I to you, we will be changing. Begin, begun. Begin, began, begun. I to ye to you. Begin, began, begun. Okay. Next. Again, the irregular verb forms like the past and past participle do not follow any pattern. If at all for the present, if I have am, is, are. Past we'll write for is, we write was. Are, we write were. For past participle, again we write have been or has been. She has been. They have been. Okay. So a good writer always uses different verb tenses to indicate that events occur at different times. If you do not need to indicate a change of time, do not switch from one tense to another. Do remember, if at all you're not supposed to change the tense, don't switch from one type of verb form to another. If you don't want to change the tense. Clear? Then let us recapitulate whatever we have read till here. Then we will wind up. First one we have read is verbs. What are verbs? We have read the definition. What is the definition now? A verb is a word that describes actions or a state of being. Verbs are words that give idea of action, of doing or something. For example, I say words like run, fight, do, work, all they convey the action only. But some verbs do not give the idea of an action. They just give the idea of existence, of state, of being. If suppose I say, I am a girl, I am existing as a girl. Okay, that is an example. How do the state of being verbs or verbs of being exist? Like the verbs of being exist or express a state of existence. For example, I am a boy. Sorry, I am a girl. I am a boy. I am a painter. I'm existing as a boy or a girl or a painter. Depending on the gender, we change it again. Yes, is. He is a boy. She is a girl. Again, I was writing. I was painting. They were. Okay, like that. Will also, be also. For suppose if I say, in other words, the state of being verb identifies who or what a noun is. I am. What I am. I am a girl. Okay. Then they modify according to the subject in the sentence. Whatever the subject is there, according to the subject, they modify. If I write am. If I write he, I write is. If I write she, I write is. If I write they, I write are, like that. Aditya is a student. Is. He is existent as a student there. Shruti is a hard worker. She is existing as a hard worker. Prasanna was always an early riser. She always gets up early. They are running fast. They are doing some work. I am, yes, I am also, you can use I am writing, I am running, I am sitting. Now, what are action verbs? Action verbs that expresses either the physical or the mental. The action verb tells us what the subject of our clause or sentence is doing either physically or mentally. For example, if I say Johnson or Johnson walked to school, walked. What is he doing? Some action with his legs. Alina wants a doll house for her birthday. Wants. It's also some action. Will you help me with my homework? Will you help me with my chores? Will you help me with my works? Help is also some action which you are expecting. Yes. Now, what are transitive and intransitive verbs? A transitive verb is a verb that denotes an action which passes over from doer of the subject to object. For example, if I say, John likes apples. My sister cooks all our meals. Okay, for example, if I talk about intransitive verbs, intransitive verb is a verb that denotes an action which does not pass over an object or which expresses a state of being. Suppose I say he ran a long distance. It's also an action. There is a flaw in this diamond, state of being again. The baby sleeps. That's also again a state. Clear? And action verbs or active verbs can either be transitive or intransitive depending on the usage in the sentence. We have to notice one thing. What is that? We have to notice that transitive meaning and the intransitive meaning are sometimes different. They are not same. So transitive verb, for example, the pilot flies the plane very well. The boy plays the football on weekends. My mom runs her own company. But all the same thing in intransitive. Eagle fly high in the sky. Here the fly and here the fly is something different. The verbs. The boy play in the yard on weekends. Here play and this play is also something different. The mom runs her own company. The mom runs in the park for fun. This running and this running is something different, right? Her own company. That means she established. And here she is running physically. Clear? That is transitive. Intransitive meaning will be sometimes different. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. I hope you have understood. Do watch all the videos till end. Watch the videos till end so that you get a better understanding. If you have subscribed it, please do share it with others in your social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. WhatsApp. And if you're not subscribed yet, please do subscribe and press the bell icon. If you are pressing the bell icon, if you are interested and if my subscribers are increasing, I get more interest to put on myself more effort to express all my content in a very beautiful and a very aesthetic way. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.